is the answer to last video's challenge question. At the end of the last video, I gave you this challenge question, where I asked you what was wrong with the seemingly good queen takes d5. And yes, you may have noticed that this pawn here is on f3. I'll get to that later. But here's the problem with playing queen takes d5. You see, if we take, black can simply just take back. Now, remember how I said white would still have knight takes c7? Well, actually, he doesn't, because the computer won't even let me make it the move. This is because of the fact that the bishop on a6 is pinning the white knight to our king. Now, you may not have noticed that this king was on f1. If you didn't notice this king was on f1, that might have been the reason that you got it incorrect. Now, back to the fact that the pawn here is on f3. Now, if we played queen takes d5 here, and the pawn instead was on f2, black could have simply just checkmated us. So, that's why I changed the position of the pawn by one square up. Now the queen can't go there as this pawn is in the way. Today, I'm challenging myself, and I will be playing a game against the Chess.com computer, and I will be trying to use as many concepts in the Chess in Advance series as possible. Now, I will be showing you all the Chess in Advance videos before I start playing. Here are all the Chess in Advance videos. Number 1, we have the review of the Chess in Progress series. I will ignore that one, as that is generally reviewing the Chess in Progress series, not the Chess in Advance series. Chess in Advance 2 is to always consider your opponent's moves. 3 is piling up on the pinned piece. 4 is the opposition. 5 is pawn breakthroughs. 6 is endgame checkmates. 7 is tricking your opponent. 8 in between moves. 9 Zwischenzugs. 10 Zugzwangs. 11 that should be 11 under promotion. 12 pass pawns, and 13 removing the defender. I'll try and use as many of these concepts that I taught you as possible, but I may not be able to use things like pawn breakthroughs and opposition like that, because I might just win it in the middle game and not be able to get an end game. Now I will be getting on to the finale of the Chess in Advance series. I am playing against Chess.com's level 11 engine bot. As you can see, he played knight takes e4, which is seemingly giving up a knight for a pawn. But there is a purpose behind this, which it is that if I take here on e4, he can play d5, which is a fork of my pieces. So I can play the in-between move, or Zwischenzug, bishop takes f7. Now, by doing this, I have completed 2 of the concepts, considering your opponent's moves and in-between moves, or Zwischenzugs. Now, he played this because if I take here, he can fork my knight and king. So I shouldn't accept the bishop. Now, I take, and I'm attacking his rook. And this is technically tricking your opponent, because I tricked him into playing queen into bishop takes f1, but the tactic didn't work. So, that's 3 concepts completed. Now, this piece, the pawn here is pinned, but the rook here is defending it. So if I play a3, I'm piling up on that pinned piece, and I will for sure win that pawn. Now, since it's in an endgame and I'm up a whole rook, I'm going to sacrifice it so I can teach you some concepts. Now, this is long opposition where we have 3 moves in between, and this is short opposition. So I've successfully used opposition. And now I've gotten myself a passed pawn, which is again another concept. So that's, I believe, 5 concepts already. Now I'm going to be using the endgame checkmates, which is the standard king and queen mate. Now I've won the game. Now I only used 6 of the 12 concepts I taught, so I will try to do more of them in another game. Now, I don't really think I need to play another game, as I've just realized I've done 7 out of 11 of the concepts I have taught, and the other 4 are relatively hard to do. So here is the end of the video challenge question. This challenge question relates to a topic called cross checks. It is a topic that we haven't covered yet, but I might bring this topic up in a later video. So, your goal is to mate black in 3 moves. I hope that you get this. That's it for today, and thank you for your time. If you enjoyed the content, please consider to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Thank you.